Hello, this is Mark VH70 on Friday, February 12th in the wee hours. And I want to do a video, and something spurred me to do a video, of someone whom people may know. She has a PhD and she's religious, Christian style type stuff. I don't really know her that well, but it just made me think about this issue, and I'm not criticizing anybody. It just sparked something in my mind about the idea of Gnosticism. Gnosticism is the idea that you know something, that you've learned something, and I think people know that I'm educated and know that I'm well spoken, and I wouldn't want people to be misled. And you know, I've been to college, and I wouldn't want people to be misled to think that that's where it's at. You've got the Greek word gnosko, which is where you get Gnostic. So without getting into that too much, a Gnostic is concerned. Paul said, Gnostic is concerned about knowledge. Paul said, when I came to you, I sought to know nothing but Jesus Christ, or Jesus and Him, or Christ and Him crucified. Okay, let's see if this is visible in the dark here. Get this. There we go. I can see myself better. So a Gnostic is not someone. The idea is, I believe that was a Christian or church or churchy stuff, churchianity type stuff, is what I've heard people call it. I think I don't know if that was this one author that said that. He wrote Reimagining Church, Rethinking the Wineskin. Frank Viola. I don't know if he's the one that came up with that or not. But Gnosticism, when it's referred to in modern times, I don't really think the word was used in the Bible. I'm not sure. Not coming to mind right now. But Gnosticism is not concerned about knowing God, but really being familiar. The word Gnosticism is like a sexual reference in a sense, or a really close friend. You know that person, not that you are acquainted with that person. The same thing in the Romance languages. You can know somebody, or you can have met somebody. There's an idea in a Romance language where you have met somebody and you say, oh yeah, I know them, I've met them, or I am knowing, I realize that they're there, I realize that they look like this. But Gnosticism is about really getting into and knowing knowledge. Gnosticism, you know, is the idea where we're talking about what you know. This is very, very dangerous. It is an Eastern philosophy. And once again, here I will have to, although I agree with them very much, disagree with Connor. Well, maybe probably disagree with Connor Ryan, 22 or whatever his name was. But Gnosticism is about what you know, if you know the right things. And you're welcome to correct me, Connor, if you see this, and that's fine. But there's this, the Western version of this seem to depend on what you know as being most important. When you get into Masonry, it's what you know, that you're smart. Christianity is whom you know. Just like I like business. It doesn't matter what you know, but whom you know. Okay? So when you know Christ, so okay, if you know Christ, if you know somebody, then you can become familiar with what they know. You can talk to them and converse with them. It's the idea of what marriage is about. But if you know Christ, then whom you know relates back to what you know. Do you see the solution there? So if you know Christ and He knows all, then you have access to Christ. And you can have access to what you need to know. The danger is when you start with what, then you don't know whom. Big danger there. There's a young guy whom I'm sure many people are familiar with, and if you're smart, you'll avoid him, as most of these so-called Christians on YouTube, because they're interested in fighting, which shows they don't know whom. And then they spread about their Bible knowledge, and then they say they know what. But see, if what is known is regarding Christ, whom is known, then without knowing whom, you don't know what. And there's no qualification for somebody to say, well, I know him. John specifically dealt with this. Anyone who says, I know, 1 John. Anyone who says, I know him, a book of 5 chapters. I believe it's 5 chapters. Anyone who says, I know him, but does not obey his commandments is a liar. Anyone who doesn't, it says he knows him and does not love his brother. You cannot know God without knowing love. When you know God, you know love. Faith is the access to God and to love. Faith produces hope. Hope wells up and says, I love because I know I'm secure. Because of whom you know. So wipe this off. You know, it feels weird. Okay. So, it's getting blurry in the dark sometimes. So let's take this to, I suggest, another section on this. Okay, bye-bye.